Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the Indian section, I welcome you all to our Friday evening study class. Let's all join together in the universal invocation. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you. So now we will continue with our studies, KH letters to CWL, the commentary given by C. Jinarajadasa. We all know it's a long commentary, and today's continuation of the commentary is going to be taken over by Mahapatra ji. So I request him to start his session.
Before we start, let us observe silence. सबको मेरा प्रणाम. We will start with a prayer to our inner founders, the Mahatmas, whose letter we are going to study. Means letter which was written directly to Brother CWL, but a very long commentary by Brother C. Jinadas. Before we start, let us invoke a Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tasmai Shri Gurave. Today we are going to cover some important points which Brother Raja explained in details. Small sentences, but he thought at that time it was proper to explain further. And he also pointed out, like Upanishad. So, yes, he is doing the same thing. Vimalji explained beautifully last important point. On its stand for life or death. Before that, the period of undisturbed progress. Basically, it is relating to why there was something relating to Kalam incident, and when society, it has some points let us ponder over before we will study actually today the points. The point is the important point. When the society is attacked from without, or classes of their personal karmas make bitter divisions among the members. The masters note that those for whom theosophy, the cause of truth, is closely associated with a personality, leave the society at a crisis because their faith in the integrity of that person is shaken. Owing to what appear to be proofs of his unworthiness. So the problem, the disturbance, not only at that time but also still it continues in Theosophical Society. Many things are told to many people, those who are in forefronts of making their efforts to popularize or to disseminate theosophy. They are facing even now the criticism and also many things. So Mahatma mentioned it because the persons, the members who left the society at that time, so also now, because of criticism, because of negative points they marked. So Mahatma given a word that the cause of truth is closely associated with a personality. So, in the end, Mahatma means Brother Raja mentioned, the masters are not anxious. Masters are not anxious that all in the world should be convinced of their existence, their work, and of their agents. Master K.H. has said, is not for those who are unwilling to part with their prejudices and preconceptions for the attainment of truth from whatever source it may come.
The date पण दिलाय.
Whatever source it may come. So, it is not our desire to convince the latter, for no fact or explanation can make a blind man see. This is the explanation of Mahatma in one of his letters, and which Brother Raja quoted. No explanation or conviction will make, for no fact or explanation can make a blind man see. Moreover, our existence should become extremely intolerable, if not impossible, where all persons indiscriminately convince. It is from the Mahatma letters from the Masters of Series, first series, letter number 22. So today we will go for the next point. There are 5 points I try to complete, and something I added regarding the prejudice from sources available now, the plentifully available in net. Also, some photographs. Yes, today is, sorry, I marked it 28th, 26th. Flippantly cruel. That is at page 29. Flippantly cruel. C. Raja expansion further says, those who read the letters of Master Sketch, who have a fine appreciation of the meaning of the English word, will note again and again the remarkable acquaintances which the master has of the versions of English phrases. Was means a small meaning but contain everything. So the small two words, flippant, cruel, and it contains many things. Next slide. No phrase so precise and apt as flippantly cruel could describe the gush of public anger which are directed upon a man or woman in public life. So the members of Theosophical Society then and now are doing their work for the regeneration of humanity. So they are doing its work as a publicly they are doing. So there may be lot of criticism. Uh, when the feeling of the public are fan Mahatma using a seizure to fury by an appeal to their prejudices. So when there is a some kind of disturbance to the people regarding hammering of their prejudices, then start they will start criticizing, they will start criticizing the organization, the leaders who are of the movement. So that is the reason, particularly prejudice word here brother Raja mentioned. Huh? Appeal to their prejudices because they are so blind to accept their prejudices based upon race, caste, religion, whatever source it will come, it is their blind faith. When they accepted this prejudice as a gospel truth. Huh? So that is the reason. So I collected it from other sources, but of course it is somewhere mentioned. There are 7 types of prejudices. Race, because I am a Hindu, belong to the Aryan race. So there are other races also. Then age factor is there. Then gender is there. Class is there. Religion is there. Sexuality and nationality. So there are basically 7 types of prejudices prevailing among the humanity, among the people, depending upon race, age, gender, class, religion, and sexuality and nationality. So this created prejudice, this created division, and which Mahatma clearly mentioned all these things. So, what is the effect if Theosophical Society hammer the prejudice of any religion, whether it is Hindu, Muslim, or Christians, what is the repercussion? What is the result? With a sense of irresponsibility which characterizes savages who are the public before us, they are no doubt irresponsible, but characterized as savages, the public try to tear in pieces such a victim of their anger. Because suppose something is going on in a temple, in a particular place at Odisha, no police officer, no collector stop the animal killings. During Durga Puja festival, it is known as Bhavan Patna, western part of Orissa. Some temple, Manikeshwari temple, there the animal slaughter, animal body, which is prevalent. Even I was told that even blood flow like a canal. And no collector, no IPS officer, SP police, they have the audacity to stop it. So this is the prejudice in the name of religion. Huh? And if you stop it, then the danger will come. But there is a flippancy in it all. Why this word Mahatma used flippancy? For when a new victim is offered to them, or some other new excitement to their emotion, the old deeds and with them the havoc created are forgotten. So one prejudice, they are disturbed, so they become violent, public become violent. The next time something else is given, so they have forgotten. Mahatma using this word, they have forgotten. Hmm? So that is the flippantly cruel Mahatma used the word. Flippancy means disrespectful attitude or lack of appropriate seriousness. Mahatma using this word for the public. Well, there is a phrase that a man can be hounded to his death. Man can be hounded to his death. A man so persecuted does indeed sometimes break down utterly and to make away with himself, or at least renounce his work, unable to carry on against the mad persecution of the public. So there are many times, many people, they withdraw themselves from the some kind of work because of the anger, public anger, because of the criticism, because of um, the allegation. All these things disturb, so they are work. But in a theosophical society, the leaders who are pioneer in their attitude, they are very stubborn. They don't budge from their activities. So next is, but there are valiant souls who refuse to be hounded to their death. Valiant souls in the Theosophical Society, such as H.P. Blavatsky, so too was Dr. Anibesan, not less in firmness and in refusal to be driven out his work for the masters was C.W.L. Bitter. So I added Dr. Radha, also the same time she faced a lot of criticism. Dr. Radha, lot of problem in the family, many things she faced in her life. But a single lady, she served the Theosophical Society before she left her physical body. She removed all the relatives from the TS campus order. None is allowed to stay because Radhaji given out a clear-cut instruction. Nobody of the relative or relation of N. Sriram or her will be allowed to stay. Even everyone was driven out from that order TS because he knew that after her death they may claim some kind of benefit because they are related to so and so N. Sriram or Radhavanda. So Radhavanda was criticized by like anything, but she continued her work for the humanity, and we have all Madhi even um, uh, more than Anibesan, she served Theosophical Society as a president. So there are other leaders, some of are very well known to us. because they are still there. Their criticizers are also available, so I will not name them. So they are there. The persons who are hounding, but there are also valiant souls also continued their work or the master's work. So we'll go to the next slide. Yeah, there are four figures I have collected. Blavatsky, then Dr. Animesen, C.W. Leadbeater, and I have mentioned that Dr. Radha Bandha. C.W. Leadbeater, so much criticism, no power, position, nothing he required. So much, even in 1906 or 5, Professor Tampi told me in an open meeting, of course, that even Mahatma came in his astral body and instructed Olcott that whatever the allegation is made against C.W. Leadbeater is wrong. Don't drive him out from the TS campus. Uh, that was the fag end of Olcott. So these four are, I have collected these four. Of course, three are there, are valiant souls who have no effect. They have no effect of the criticism of or from the public in any manner. Then probably that is the time when Olcott was planning to drive him out to the brother C.W. Tutor. But it was mentioned that in 1967, many so-called theosophists, there are members of Theosophical Society, there are theosophists, there are occultists. Who are theosophists? In a practical occultism, it is clearly mentioned. Now one group is coming, young Indian theosophist. Young Indian theosophist. So there are many theosophists. So here Brother Raja mentioned so-called theosophist. Naam ka vasta theosophy. They are not actually theosophists, because practical occultism is very clear who are the theosophists. Anyway, this is the so-called theosophists try to drive him, Brother C.W. out of the theosophical field of service. Later, I have some infection in throat. Later, he has been hooted at by ragamuffins in the street of Sydney. Ragamuffins, the people are moving in a very wayward manner in the streets. They're known as ragamuffins. In the street of Sweden, steered by the gutter press of the city, and yet not turned hair. Not turned hair, it has no effect on the brother C.W. Leadbeater, as is in the phrase, but gone serenely on his way to his work, without the slightest feeling of resentment. When she means Animation recalled, invited brother C.W. Leadbeater again to come back to Adair TS campus, he returned back to India. Brother C.W. No criticism against other. Again, he returned to TS campus, continued his work. No power, position, post. He simple continued his work, as if the hooters were no, means those criticizers are not available. More than the flies, which fester us in these lands and which are brushed away with our hands. Flies, always while taking the flies will come, you just brush it. So like brother C.W. Leadbeater, a valiant soul, he just wrote out. So we'll go to the second point, the collective karma of the caste you belong. It is equally applicable to us also. As is clear from what has gone before, it was the representatives of the Christianity who were making an attempt to destroy utterly the Theosophical Society. But these missionaries were not of the Church of England to which Leadbeater belonged. Here, relating to collective karma, even if a brother C later he not belong to that Christian religion, particular sect, but he faced because the collective karma. The master for the first time reveals a fact that no one had thought of before, that there was not only individual karma but also collective karma of a group, like a caste or a nation. Like a caste or a nation. While Mr. Leadbeater took no part in the missionary plot to destroy the Theosophical Society, and on the contrary, was a staunch supporter of Theosophical Society, but he faced the collective karma. Here also same thing. We Hindus, because of our religion, because of our many things we are common, so we are facing the same problem what Leadbeater faced at that time. That is the collective criticism by our Hindu brothers, that what you are doing in Theosophical Society. Like this, many things they are telling us. It is also collective karma. So how we can escape from that? How Brother Leadbeater escaped from that criticism? How we, the present Theosophy members, can escape? Nevertheless, since he too was a minister of Christ, he was also involved in the karma of the Madras Christian missionary. Now, Mr. Leadbeater, as a Church of England priest, who denied that Wesleyans, Baptist, Congregationist, and similar non-conformists who were attacking the society were a true priest at all, because they did not have the apostolical succession as he did, could not have realized before receiving the master's letter that he too had his share in the attack on the society. Third point. Are you willing to atone for their sin? Mahatma, in his letter, asking Brother Leadbeater, until Mr. Leadbeater had in some manner purified himself from the sin of his caste, so that the forces of master could act through him without obstruction. It was of little use to look forward to become Chela soon. How could he purify? You see, each of us belong to different religion. Particularly, we in India are Hindus, having many types of gods are worshipping. So among us, not among exactly, many people are critical of the theosophical activities. Uh, so we are also facing the karma, collective karma. If that is so, how can we be closer? How can we be closer to the masters? Act through Yadamansan without obstruction. It was of little use to look forward to become Chela soon. Unless we come out of, unless we relive out of that caste Hindu fundamentals, because I am talking not here Christian missionaries or Leadbeater, I am talking in the present movement. We, the student of Theosophy, we should not be so much attached to our this old tradition religion full of prejudices. What Leadbeater was given chance, how could he purify? Until here, clear cut instruction by Raja, until Mr. Leadbeater, so in our until XYZ among us, in some manner purify himself from the sin of his caste. You see, purified ourselves from the sin of our caste, that the forces of master could act through him without obstruction. Unless we do that, the forces of the masters, or master's blessings, we may say, or knowledge, light, whatever we can say, it cannot act upon us. It will little used to look forward to become chela soon. Until we remove that kind of obstruction, or whatever religion we have, then there is no question of becoming Shishya. How could he purify himself? Lidwitter was asked, Sijanadass was asked or mentioned, how could he, means brother Lidwitter, to purify himself? Here, clear Mahatma mentioned, by going to Madras, the very camp of the missionaries, plotters, and by showing publicly that an ordained priest of Christ was heart and soul with the society. So, what we will do, members of Theosophical Society in the 21st century, 2026, what we will do? We will popularize Theosophy, we will work for the Theosophical Society, we confine ourselves to the activities at lodge level, at federation level, at section level, giving full heart and soul to this Theosophical Society. Completely heart and soul to the society, then only we can be purified ourselves. Then only Mahatma can accept as us as a disciple or keep us in a probationary. So, can my question to each and every one of us, can we now do that? What Lidwitter has done at that time, can we do that? Such an action would atone for the sins of his fellow Christian, so far his lots in their karma was concerned. Then fourth line, the ties of gratitude. We have many ties of gratitude among us. Religion, family, society, relatives, all types of gratitude. Mr. Lidwitter had mentioned in the letter sent through Ernest that the much as he would like to give himself immediately to the society, but a ties of gratitude held him from such course of action. Literature is ready, but ties of gratitude. We among us, we are ready, but our family, our relative, many things, many gratitude we have to fulfill before we fully surrender ourselves. As has been explained already, he was accurate in the parish of our uncle, Reverend W. Cups. He owed much to his uncle, who had helped him financially and otherwise to enter the Christian ministry and found a post for him as curate from the day of his admission as a deacon. For several years afterwards, he and his mother lived and Bramsot, and naturally there was a close relationship between the Lidwitters and the rectory. So these are the gratitude which uh, Lidwitter mentioned in the letter to Mahatma. To go out of India would distinctly mean to sever the lies of gratitude which bound him to his benefactor. And Mr. Ledwitter felt. So many Theosophist members felt in March 1884, maybe in 2026, when he read to that he could not do it, he could not proceed, or we can say we cannot give a heart and soul to Theosophical Society because we have gratitude, ties of gratitude. We have ties of gratitude to complete. Fifth step. The step be explained plausibly. If the steps be explained, the master suggested an absence of a few months. Mr. Lidbetter had one very plausible reason for such a brief visit to India had he covered for to take it. There was at this time in India great schoolboy chum of his to whom he had a deep attachment. This friend was acting as the captain of the coast steamer for the British India Stream Navigation Company, and at a standing invitation to come and visit him had been with Mr. Lidwater for some years. Uh, Here Mahatma mentioned a few months you can come. Then 6, the years of probation. That is another important. The word probation, Brother Raja mentioned, which means to prove himself. To prove himself. Probation means to prove himself, oneself. Was used in these early days in a sense somewhat different from that of attached to latter. Since 1889, probation came to mean the formal admission of the aspirant as a chela, that is, as one of the master's selected band. At that time, the probation, 1889, probation word is different. Probation means it is applicable to Shishya, would be Shishya. It is at this moment of admission that the master makes the living image of the chela and examines it periodically to note how the chela's character is changing. So this is a time when master will, the Mahatma will prepare a figure, living image of the would-be disciple, and he will look how his character is changing. So I collected 2 points from Mahatma letters between a relationship, Guru and Sisya, then I will conclude. Point 1, very important, it is the wordings from the Mahatma. Point 1, it is a familiar saying that a well-matched couple grow together so as to come as a close resemblance in features as well as in mind. Means wife, husband, very well matched couple, they are very close to each other and they will closely resembles. But do you know that between adept and chella, master and people, they are gradually form a closer tie. When closer tie, Guru Shishya ka jo tie, he is more closer than wife husband. What will happen? For the psychic interchange is regulated scientifically, whereas between husband and wife, on unaided chella, wife, unaided chella, aided nature is left. Nature is left to herself. So that is some word is missing. I'll just correct it later. Whereas between husband and wife, unaided, on and his, unaided chela, unaided nature is left to herself. This is the person is it is looked as unaided nature. Just remove and chela. One can read like this. Unaided nature is left to herself. Whereas in a guru shishya relation, it will be close relation, scientifically development. But in a wife husband relation, there is no such scientifically development. So second point is more scientifically how the shishya would be closer. As the water in a full tank runs into an empty one, which it is connected with, and as the common level will be sooner or later reached according to the capacity of the feed pipe. So does the knowledge of the adept flow to the chelas, and the chela attain the adept level according to his receptive capacities. So a big tank and small. The feeder pipe capacity will be the position in which the small tap, the shisha, will be developed. At the same time, the chela being an individual, a separate evolution, unconsciously imparts to the master the quality of his accumulated mentality. And the master observes his knowledge. the master observes his knowledge. So these are the points relating to a relationship, master and Shishya. To me, I thought that these 2 points is quite close to the probation or guru shishya relationship. So, but there is a preliminary stage during which again I am going to the commentary person, but there is a preliminary stage during which the aspirant is kept under the observation, but no responsibility is undertaken the master towards him in the case of a chela. So we will conclude this last slide. It is to this preliminary stage, usually of a period of 7 years, that the master, this probationary period known as for 7 years, that the master referred. When he said that 7 years of probation can be passed anywhere, so no need coming to India, and throughout the world one can pass this probation period. So in case of Brother Lidwitter, he passed within 12 hours. We shall see later that Mr. Lidwitter reduced the period less than 12 hours and become a disciple. So thank you for watching this slide and my presentation. Now I request Bimal ji to take up the matter. Or Susma ji to speak on it.
Yes. Thank you, Pratip sir. Thank you, Vimal ji. आज मास्टर केयर द्वारा CW लेडविटर को लिखे गए पहले पत्र के 5वें भाग के सी गिरिराज दास जी ने कमेंट्री लिखी है, उसका हिंदी अनुवाद मैं प्रस्तुत कर रही हूँ। आज के पत्र में जो पहला वाक्यांश है या फ्रेज है वो लापरवाही से क्रूरता, फ्लिपेंटली क्रूएल। इसमें मास्टर लिखते हैं कि जो लोग मास्टर PH के पत्र पढ़ते हैं और अंग्रेजी शब्दों के अर्थ को अच्छी तरह से समझते हैं, वे बार बार देखेंगे कि मास्टर को अंग्रेजी मुहावरों की बारीकियों का कितना अद्भुत समझते, कितना अद्भुत जानता। सार्वजनिक जीवन में किसी पुरुष या महिला पर जनता के गुस्से के आक्रोश की लहर का वर्णन करने के लिए बेपरवाह क्रूरता यानी फ्लिपेंटली क्रूएल, यह इससे सटीक शब्द कोई नहीं हो सकता। कहते हैं कि यह क्रोध जब भड़कता है, जब लोगों की भावनाओं और उनके पूर्वाग्रहों यानी प्रेजुडिसेस को उकसाया जाता है, तब असभ्य या एवं बर्बर लोगों की तरह गैर जिम्मेदार भाव के साथ जनता अपने गुस्से के शिकार व्यक्ति के टुकड़े टुकड़े कर देने की कोशिश करती है। लेकिन इस सब में एक तरह की लापरवाही होती है, क्योंकि जब उन्हें कोई नया शिकार या भावनाओं को भड़काने वाला कोई अन्य उत्तेजना मिलती है, तो वो अपने पुराने कर्म और उनसे हुई तबाही या विनाश को भूल जाते हैं। एक दूसरी एक फ्रेज है कि किसी व्यक्ति को मौत की स्थिति में पहुंचाने तक सताया जाता है, यानी हाउंडेड टू हिज डेथ। ऐसा सताया हुआ व्यक्ति कभी कभी पूरी तरह टूट जाता है और आत्महत्या तक कर लेता है या अपने काम से अलग हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो व्यक्ति जनता के पागलपन की हद तक के उत्पीड़न का को नहीं सह सकता, सामना नहीं कर सकता है। लेकिन कुछ साहसी आत्मा ऐसी होती है जो मृत्यु तुल्य कष्ट पाने के बाद भी पराजित नहीं होती। मैडम लक्ष्मी भी एवं एलिवेशन और जब मास्टर्स के कार्य को उनके कार्य करने से उनको हटाए जाने पर दबाव डाला गया, उन्होंने अस्वीकार कर दिया और दृढ़ता बनाए रखी। ऐसे ही दृढ़ CW लेडविटर थे। जब 1906-07 में जब तथाकथित सो कॉल्ड थियोसॉफिस्ट ने उन्हें थियोसॉफिकल सेवा क्षेत्र से बाहर निकालने का प्रयास किया था, तो उन्होंने दृढ़ता बनाए रखी। और कालांतर में जब सिडनी की सड़कों पर कुछ अप्रतिष्ठित या असभ्य लोगों ने उन पर व्यंग किए, कटाक्ष किए और शहर के निम्न कोटि के प्रेस ने उसे प्रकाशित करके उसे उकसाया, लेकिन CW एडिटर जरा भी विचलित नहीं हुए। जो उस कहावत को चरितार्थ करता है कि उनका बाल भी बांका नहीं था, नॉट टर्न अ हेयर। वह शांत चित्त और बिना क्रोधित हुए अपने कार्य में लगे रहे। और उन्होंने ऐसा प्रदर्शित किया कि कटाक्ष करने वाले उनके लिए उन मक्खियों जैसे हैं जिनके परेशान करने पर उन्हें हाथों से उड़ा देते हैं। एक अन्य फ्रेज है, उस जाति का सामूहिक कर्म जिससे आप संबंधित, द कलेक्टिव कर्मा ऑफ द कास्ट यू बिलोंग टू। यह पूर्व में ही उल्लेख किया जा चुका है कि ईसाई धर्म के प्रतिनिधि या मिशनरी की टीएस को पूर्णतः समाप्त करने हेतु प्रयासरत थी, किंतु वे ईसाई धर्म प्रचारक इस चर्च ऑफ इंग्लैंड के नहीं थे जिससे कि मिस्टर CW एडवर्टर संबंधित थे। सिद्ध महात्मा ने पहली बार यह तथ्य प्रकट किया जिसके पहले किसी ने विचार नहीं किया था। उन्होंने कहा कि केवल व्यक्तिगत कर्म ही नहीं होते, बल्कि जाति या राष्ट्र के सामूहिक कर्म भी होते हैं। जबकि CW एडवर्टर ने टीएस को समाप्त करने में मिशनरियों की साजिश में कोई भाग नहीं लिया। इसके विपरीत वह सोसाइटी के निष्ठावान समर्थक थे। तथापि वह क्राइस्ट के एक सेवक पादरी थे और वह मद्रास की ईसाई मिशनरी के कर्मों में इसलिए वह भागीदार थे। अब वर्तमान में जब ये क्रियाकलाप चल रहा था तो लेडबिटर चर्च ऑफ इंग्लैंड के पादरी थे। उन्होंने वेस्लियन बैप्टिस्ट कांग्रीगेशनल और इसी तरह के रूढ़िवादी परंपरावादी लोगों को उन्हें नॉन कन्फर्मिस्ट जो सोसाइटी पर हमला कर रहे थे उन्हें सच्चे पादरी मानने से इनकार कर दिया क्योंकि उनके पास धर्म गुरुओं की परंपरा नहीं थी। मास्टर का पत्र मिलने से पहले लेडबिटर यह नहीं समझ पाए थे कि सोसाइटी पर हुए हमले में उनकी भी भागीदारी है। अब एक अन्य फ्रेज है, क्या आप उनके पापों का प्रायश्चित करने को तैयार हैं? आर यू विलिंग टू अटोन फॉर देयर सिंस? जब मिस्टर लेडबिटर किसी भी तरह से अपने जाति के पाप कर्म से स्वयं को शुद्ध करके मुक्त करेंगे, तभी महात्मा की शक्ति बिना बाधा के लेडबिटर के माध्यम से कार्य कर सकेगी। उन्हें शीघ्र ही चेला बनने की आशा नहीं करना चाहिए। लेडबिटर स्वयं को शुद्ध लेकिन कैसे कर सकते थे? उसका यह उत्तर यह था कि मद्रास में साजिश करने वाले मिशनरी कैंप के समक्ष लेडबिटर सार्वजनिक रूप से यह प्रमाणित करे कि क्राइस्ट का पादरी यानी लेडबिटर हृदय एवं आत्मा से सोसाइटी के साथ है। उनके इस कार्य से उनके ईसाई मिशनरी के साथियों के पापों का प्रायश्चित होगा जो उनके भी यानी लेडबिटर के कर्मों से भी सम्मत है। अन्य पॉइंट है कृतज्ञता के बंधन, द प्राइज ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड। मिस्टर लेडबिटर ने अर्नेस्ट के माध्यम से भेजे गए पत्र में यह उल्लेख किया कि वह शीघ्र ही स्वयं का जीवन सोसाइटी हेतु समर्पित करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन कृतज्ञता के बंधन ने उन्हें ऐसा निर्णय लेने से रोक दिया है। पूर्व में उल्लेख किया जा चुका है कि वह अपने चाचा रेवरेंड WW के पैरिश के में सहायक पादरी थे। वह अपने चाचा के प्रति कृतज्ञ थे क्योंकि उन्होंने ही उन्हें लेडबिटर को क्रिश्चियन मिनिस्ट्री में प्रवेश दिया और आर्थिक सहायता प्रदान की। अतः भारत में टीएस के कार्य हेतु जाने का अर्थ था कि उपकारक यानी कृपालु के प्रति कृतज्ञता के बंधनों को तोड़ देना। अतः 1884 में लेडबिटर ने गुरुदेव को पत्र में लिखा कि वह ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, यानी वह भारत नहीं आ सकते। अगर इस कदम को सही ढंग से समझा जाए तो ये अलग वाक्यांश है। इफ द स्टेप बी एक्सप्लेन्ड प्लॉसिबली तब गुरुदेव ने कुछ महा अनुपस्थित रहने ये वाक्यांश विद इन इन्वर्टेड कॉमा का सुझाव दिया। एन एब्सेंस ऑफ ए फ्यू मंथ्स, वैज्ञानिक के पास भारत की इतने अल्प समय हेतु यात्रा करने के सही कारण थे। इस पैराग्राफ का उल्लेख नहीं किया गया है। अब इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है परीक्षण के वर्ष की अवधि, यानी द ईयर ऑफ प्रोबेशन। प्रोबेशन का अर्थ था स्वयं को सिद्ध करना या स्वयं को साबित करना। प्रारंभ में इसका यही अर्थ था, किंतु बाद में इसका अर्थ कुछ भिन्न हो गया। लगभग 1889 में प्रोबेशन का अर्थ था कि आकांक्षी यानी एस्पिरेंट को और औपचारिक रूप से चेला के रूप में प्रवेश देना हो गया था, अर्थात गुरु के चयनित समूह में से एक चेला बनना। प्रवेश के इसी समय से गुरुदेव चेला की एक जीवित छवि यानी लिविंग इमेज बनाते और समय समय पर इसका परीक्षण करते कि चेला के चरित्र में क्या परिवर्तन हो रहा है। इसका एक प्रारंभिक चरण भी होता है कि जिसमें आकांक्षी पर दृष्टि तो रखी जाती है, लेकिन गुरुदेव उसके प्रति कोई उत्तरदायित्व नहीं लेते, जैसा कि चेले के मामले में। यह प्रारंभिक काल सामान्यतः 7 साल का होता है। जब गुरुदेव ने कहा परीक्षण की 7 साल की अवधि कहीं भी विभिन्न लिमिटेड फॉर्म पूरी की जा सकती है। अब हम देखेंगे कि लेडबिटर ने इस समय को घटाकर 12 घंटे से भी कम कर दिया और वो चेला बन गया। अन्य वाक्यांश है थियोसॉफी के लिए त्याग, टू मेक सेक्रीफाइस फॉर थियोसॉफी। महात्मा इस तथ्य की ओर संकेत करते हैं कि गुही मार्ग यानी अपर पाथ में प्रगति एक केवल व्यक्तिगत योग्यता एवं उस दिशा में किए गए प्रयास का ही परिणाम है। Can only be the result of one's personal merit and exertion in that direction. आकांक्षी को आत्म बलिदान के कर्मों द्वारा ही गुरुदेव का दरवाजा खटखटाना चाहिए। उसे अच्छे कर्मों का इतना संचयन करना होगा जिससे वह प्रमाणित कर सके कि वह आम लोगों की भीड़ से अलग होकर कुछ गिने चुने लोगों के समूह में शामिल है और वह उनकी सेवा करने के लिए यानी मानवता की सेवा करने के लिए प्रस्तुत है और वह संसार के भारी कर्मों के बोझ को थोड़ा कम करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है, संकल्पित है। ठीक वैसे ही इसका उदाहरण देते हुए श्री जलराज जी कमेटी में लिखते हैं कि ठीक वैसे ही जैसे धारा के विपरीत दिशा में जाने वाली नौका जब नहर के बंद हिस्से यानी जो लॉक एरिया के अंदर होती है तो ऊंचे जल स्तर वाले दरवाजे को खोलने से पहले नहर के बंद हिस्से को पानी से भरना पड़ता है, यानी उसके अपने लेवल को ऊंचा करना पड़ता है ताकि उसका स्तर भी ऊंचा हो जाए, तभी उसके द्वार खुलते हैं। उसी प्रकार साधक को पर्याप्त मात्रा में अच्छे कर्मों का बल संचित करना होता है, तभी द्वार खुलेंगे। किसी श्रेष्ठ या महान कार्य के लिए एक आदर्शवादी को कष्ट, दुख एवं बलिदान के द्वारा ही अपने उत्तम कर्मों के भंडार को भरना चाहिए या उसकी वृद्धि करनी। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sushma ji. Now I request Pradeep ji and Shinde ji, both of you. Shinde ji, sir, would you like to add something? Pradeep ji,
Let
yes, sir.
Pratip add something if you want to say something. Pratip.
No, sir, आप
This is very clear. This letter is very clear, and it is warning to all the probationers who are serving for the humanity through the Theosophical Society. And the probationer, whether he has to come to Adyar and stay here and serve, is it necessary? That is what the masters was asked by the chelas, and the master said, it is not necessary. Anywhere you can serve, and you
Yes.
can do that one. But it is true that being a headquarter, remaining here honestly and serving, it makes certain difference. That is what Pratip told. Many were thrown out of the Adyar and many were rejected. All those problems will be there, sure, but not connected directly to the spirituality. So that one point I would like to say here. And one more, it is therefore many times our elder leaders of the Theosophical Society made us very clear the distinction between Theosophy and Theosophical Society. So Theosophy is wisdom religion and Theosophical Society is the responsibility. It is the religion of responsibility. Theosophy is wisdom religion, whereas TSC is religion of responsibility. In the sense, what we must remember is Theosophy points towards awakening wisdom that is going towards its esoteric core, like divine seed, divine light, and divine spark within. That is, such divine seed need to be nourished by becoming morally pure. Divine light must guide us and help one to see clearly and not get tempted by the outer temptations or outer appearances. But in that light which guides, seeing clearly the truth behind the appearances. And finally, the divine spark that needs to be kindled means following the path of service and sacrifice. So, TS in that way is an organization that must always be free from dogmas, criticism, but always focused on its three declared objects. That is the important responsibility that we have. The light is what guides you to your home and it gives warmth to your heart to be more and more morally clear. That is what all chelas are warned by the masters of the letters. I am very, very happy for Pratip Mahapatra. He has explained very clearly to giving many examples also. And thank you very much, Mahapatra. Thank you, Sushma ji, and thank you, Vimal ji. This is what I want to add in it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I just wanted to bring one point that Pradeep ji mentioned Radha ji also in today's slides. But the thing to note here is that Radha ji was the second person after C. Jinarajadasa who had something written about Leadbeater through Pedro Oliveira, because Pedro Oliveira ji has written the book CWL Speaks, in which this entire 1906 controversy is being explained in detail, and it was encouraged by Radhaji to he was encouraged by Radhaji to write that. So Radhaji also knows the pain of this whole criticism when workers are leveled criticism when they are working for the TS. So just wanted to bring that point. Now, if Mr. Dubal or Sharma ji, if any of you would like to add something, you're most welcome.
Yeah, the subject is very difficult, but Pratip has explained a very simple way. Ultimately, it is the valiant soul which is needed. We have to purify our soul So it becomes a variant, where in Bhagavad Gita it is said that sthit pragna, we have to become a sthit pragna, steadfast soul, and that is what Radhaji, Leadbeater, all did, because they are not tempted by greed or selfish motives of the worldly pleasure or power or plenty of wealth and like that, which is nowadays in the modern society. Everybody is after that. That is why these classes are happening. Whereas they were directly considering the spiritual development, the spiritual growth, and how the society can benefit. That is why they are accepted. I mean, Leadbeater he was accepted by the master within 12 hours. So this is really a big achievement, because if we look all these incidents, early reflections on the introduction to the movement, you can listen to these readings of how Theosophy came to me, the biographical account, and Leadbeater lived in a quite indifference to the public opinion, a trait he claimed to have learned directly from Blavatsky during their early travel to India, though his legacy remains starkly divided between those who view him as a brilliant expositor of the inner life and those who see him as a source of severe distortion. His presence undoubtedly shaped the modern trajectory of the Western esotericism. So he was beneficial by extracting our Eastern philosophy and then he impressed also Western esotericism. This is what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That is a very valuable addition. How Theosophy came to me. I think people can read that, written by C.W. Leadbeater, and very rightly said that a lot of Westerners are attracted to Theosophy thanks to Leadbeater's books. So, and also a lot of Indians also, because Leadbeater and the seven, I think those manuals which we have are easier to read, written by Annie Besant and Leadbeater. So that attracts a lot of new members and to Theosophy. So thank you so much. And I think with this, we'll end today's session. Thank you, Shindeji, for your inputs. And thank you, Mahapatra ji. Thank you, Sushma ji. It was a wonderful evening. And let's all join together in our closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Sakamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamayam Mrityorma Amritam Gamayam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti